Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are continuing the first round of the Fantasy Interactive Heavyweight Tournament that I'm hosting. And this matchup is on the number 3 seed, Vitaly Klitschko, former 3-time heavyweight champ, versus the number 32 seed, the former 3-time world title challenger, Big Time Mccline. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So, first off, I like the matchup. In terms of how hyped would this fight be going in, how big of a fight would it be? It'd be a decent opponent for Klitschko. Like, it'd be a decently hyped fight. But Klitschko would come in a heavy favorite. Mccline, was a big guy, very big guy, but wasn't able to become a world champion, It was interesting with Mccline because you didn't know what you were going to get with the guy, in the ring. But he's in this tournament, and he's the only guy that didn't win a world title. But he came extremely close, like 3 times. I mean, he fought for the title more than anybody else did who didn't win the title. And I'm talking the legitimate world titles, not like Fresekendo, who fought for legitimate titles twice, and then later on in his career got an opportunity at the regular belt. No, like, Mccline fought for 3 legitimate world titles. And, I liken this one going in kind of to the fight with Vladimir. But Vitaly would have been a heavier favorite going into a fight with Mccline because we already know that Vlad, we already know what we're going to get with Vitaly. And Vitaly heading into a tournament format here would be very, very pumped up for this first round matchup right here. Facing a big guy, a big target in Mccline, but it would be intriguing still because Mccline's so big is why it would be intriguing. And Mccline, I think, would attack more than he normally would have. Obviously, the fight with Klitschko, he laid a big egg. And then the fight with Valuev, Valuev was such a bigger guy, he never really got off to a start there before he injured his leg in the 3rd round and the fight was over. So you really kind of have to take into account a couple other fights, like when he fought Shannon Briggs and Lance Whitaker as an underdog, and beat those guys, and Michael Grant. But those were not when he fought for the world title. And then when he fought Chris Bird, he went for it a little more, but almost got stopped late in the fight, and ran out of gas. John Ruiz kind of, held and hit, did his style, and he fell for John Ruiz's style. He didn't like engage and really go for broke. Samuel Peter, he put Peter down 3 times, but couldn't pull the trigger. And I think that's the underlying thing, is I like Mccline. I always did. But going in against Vitaly, the only size advantage that Mccline would have would be the weight, because in terms of height and reach, they're virtually the same. Vitaly's 1 inch taller at 6'7" to Mccline 6'6", and Mccline has a 2 inch reach advantage. So they're virtually the same size, except for the weight, where Mccline would have a 20 inch weight advantage. Mccline floated in between his 3 title fights was 263 to 270. So he'd be right around like 265. And Vitaly floated between 243 and 250 most of the time. So he's right around 245, 250. So I really think these two guys it would have been, you know, about a 15, 20 pound weight advantage for Mccline, but Vitaly, you know, that wouldn't have bothered him at all. It really wouldn't have. Vitaly's fought big guys before. He knows how to handle it. And Mccline, being a hesitating fighter, going in, I think he would come in a heavy underdog. Not a lot of people would give him a chance. And Mccline, it just wasn't in his nature in a fight of this magnitude for him to just go after his opponent. Now, maybe he'd prove us wrong, but here's the kicker. Vitaly had a great chin. So if Mccline wanted to attack, and Mccline wasn't a big power puncher, but if he wanted to attack more and open up, Vitaly would just come right back at him. He would just hit him hard, and I think he'd pummel Jamil Mccline, to be honest. I think Mccline would last probably until like the 6th, 7th round. I see Vitaly stopping him between rounds like 6 and 9, but I just don't think he would attack very often. Maybe he tries to use a jab on Vitaly, but I think Vitaly would just work himself in, attack, throw combinations, throw his punches, and pressure Jamil Mccline and stop him between rounds 6 and 9. So that's what I think would go down in this fight right here. I'm pretty solid on my pick. Mccline, I don't think would... I can't see a scenario where Mccline beats Vitaly. I don't see him knocking Vitaly out. And a decision, I mean, his stamina would have to hold up for 12 rounds, and he'd have to outwork Vitaly. And man, I just don't see either of those scenarios happening, you know? And I have trouble seeing, with his stamina issues, him finishing 12 rounds with Vitaly. I'm very solid on my pick. Vitaly Klitschko by a knockout over Jamil Big Time Mccline. So that's it. That is my Klitschko versus Mccline first round matchup. My prediction. Give me your prediction. Tell me what you think. But I got Vitaly going to the next round. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.